I read a report the other day that the Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator, Greg Williams, and the Browns offensive coordinator, Todd Haley, got into a heated exchange, quote, that's the word, heated exchange. They yelled at each other after Baker Mayfield was hit and knocked to the ground in practice. That's really what happened. And so the Browns coaches were yelling at each other, and some of the media people freaked out. Oh, no. I wanted to mention this briefly because I thought it was a silly thing for people to get caught up on. This doesn't matter. I'm not concerned by the Browns coaches yelling at each other at all. This happens all the time in football. Would you like it to happen? No, you don't look forward to that. But every football team I ever played for had some kind of disagreement with coaches at some point during the season. That happens all the time. It's two competitive dudes yelling at each other. They're competitive. They want to win. Oh, what? You can't handle yelling? I mean, this is the NFL. I don't know. But I do want to talk about one thing that does actually really legitimately concern me. And the Cleveland Browns, before I get into all this, I want to say I hope I'm wrong about everything I'm about to say. I hope I'm dead wrong. But I believe the Cleveland Browns have unhelpful expectations. So I went through something this summer. I went through a couple big disappointments. I tried to transfer from Washington State University to Montana State University. And I wasn't able to complete the transfer. It didn't work out. I couldn't make it work. And that was really disappointing. I also briefly had a girlfriend this summer, and I really liked her. I liked her family. And she's a great girl. Nothing wrong with her. We were just in different places. I have nothing bad to say about her. But when that relationship ended, I was extremely disappointed. And disappointment is something that's really, really hard to deal with. Trust me, I'm coming from experience. And let me tell you, I wouldn't have started dating somebody if I thought I was going to end. But it was a slow build to get your hopes up. And again, I make this entire point to say, sometimes we have unhelpful expectations. We have expectations that can hurt us. And when that happens, it leads to disappointment. And disappointment is really hard to deal with. I believe the Cleveland Browns have unhelpful expectations. And I believe the Cleveland Browns might be getting ahead of themselves just a little bit. That's my fear. I want to be very careful with my words. I've said unhelpful expectations. I did not say unrealistic expectations. I was very careful there. Unhelpful and unrealistic are different. Because I believe the Cleveland Browns could win 8, maybe 9 games this year. I do think that could happen. I think it's very possible for the Cleveland Browns to be in the playoff hunt. Now, that's like their max best season. To be right in the bubble is close. But that's entirely possible. They could be a team in the hunt on the bubble for the playoffs. But I want to make a prediction. The Browns will not be in the playoff hunt. Do you know why? Do you know why the Cleveland Browns will not be in the playoff hunt? The Browns have unhelpful expectations. The Browns have every reason to be optimistic. I want to first say this. They have a bunch of new players. They have a new quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. They have 2 new quarterbacks. They have Baker Mayfield, the number 1 overall pick. But I think their expectations are a little too high. I was on a team like this in college, actually, my freshman year of college. I went and played football at Lewis and Clark College. You can look it up. If you Google it, you'll find a terrible, ugly picture of me with long, giant hair. And this team was, we had a new coach, and we had a bunch of new recruits, and we had a new transfer quarterback, a bunch of money put into the program. Lewis and Clark College we were really excited. We had our hopes up. We thought we were going to build something. And when the season started, we got creamed. We just got murdered. And our excitement, our high hopes, turned into disappointment. We had unhelpful expectations. Lewis and Clark football, my freshman year, we had unhelpful expectations. We were a bunch of freshmen starting against 23-year-old seniors. And the thing is, nobody told me year 1 that was going to happen. Nobody said, hey, you might get destroyed. We thought we were going to win some games and build something. And nobody told us we're going to get creamed. And we got discouraged. We were disappointed because we had unhelpful expectations. Look, it's so hard to stay positive when your girlfriend breaks up with you, when you're disappointed. And I don't think the Browns have talked about this at all. I don't think the Browns have once considered, hey, we might struggle. I don't know. It doesn't seem to me like that's something that's on their radar. So when the Browns start their season and they're not winning a bunch of games, I wonder how they're going to deal with it. That's my fear. Because I don't know that the leadership is in place for the Browns to handle disappointment, to handle discouragement, to handle their unhelpful expectations not coming through. I think it's pretty reasonable to doubt Todd Haley, Hugh Jackson, Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator. I do believe in John Dorsey, the general manager. If anybody gets fired, if anybody stays, so the first person to get fired will be Hugh Jackson. But the person I don't think will get fired, no matter what happens this year, is the new general manager, John Dorsey. But I want to say, if you expect steak for dinner, you're going to be disappointed when somebody brings you a ham sandwich. You expect steak, and they bring a ham sandwich. Even if you like ham sandwiches, you're not going to be overwhelmingly excited. You're like, man, I wanted some Kobe beef. I wanted some steak. In the last 2 seasons, the Browns are 1-31. They won 1 game in 2 years. Let me tell you, the Browns have not even been eating a ham sandwich. The Browns have been eating baked beans for 2 years every night for dinner. You would think the Cleveland Browns would be excited. We've been eating beans for 2 years. We're going to finally have a ham sandwich. But the Browns, I think, are thinking about steak. I think the Browns' focus is, we're going to have steak. And when they get a ham sandwich, they're not going to appreciate it like they probably could. I think the Browns could go 6-10, 5-11. Which is a massive improvement over 0-16. Remember how bad last year was? A 6-win season for the Browns is awesome. That's fantastic. But there are 2 perspectives you can take. You can have an optimistic 6-win season, or you can have an incredibly disappointed 6-win season. A 6-win season filled of just sadness and disappointment. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Browns have helpful expectations, but I don't know that they do. And I think if the Browns have unhelpful expectations, if the Browns have expectations that are too high, they could lose another 2 games. The Browns could lose 2 more games potentially because they're discouraged, because they're upset, and because they won't know how to handle the loss, handle the disappointment. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm dead wrong. I'm rooting for the Browns. I think they're going to be. They're the most interesting team to me this fall. I'm so excited to watch the Browns. But I'm just trying to be caring of Browns fans. Manage your expectations. 6-10 is a great improvement over 0-16. 5-11 is even not that bad. You went 0-16 last year. Manage your expectations. Stop expecting steak. Aim for the ham sandwich, and you might get something a little better. Maybe you'll get bacon on the sandwich. I don't know. But you're not going to get steak. You're not going to get. The Browns will not have an 11-win season. It's not going to happen. And if you expect that, you're going to be sorely disappointed, and you're going to be discouraged, and the Browns will lose 2 more games because of it. I don't know. It's my fear. I think the Browns might have unhelpful expectations this fall. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me. Remember, you can subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on YouTube. Basically, everywhere you can find a podcast, you can find Strong Opinion Sports. And if you really want to help me grow this podcast, tell your friends about this show. Share it on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about this podcast. Thank you so much. My name is Zach Schaumler, and have a great day.